Hello students, let's discuss a cue card which some students find a bit difficult. And the cue card is describe a time when you needed to use your imagination. When you needed to use your imagination. जब आपको अपनी इमेजिनेशन अपनी कल्पना को यूज करना पड़ा एक ऐसी घटना के बारे में एक ऐसी सिचुएशन के बारे में बताइए सो सम स्टूडेंट फाइंड इट डिफिकल्ट व्हाट टू से और व्हाट नॉट टू से कि वो क्या कहें और क्या ना कहें सो आई हैव सिंपलीफाइड दिस situation. So stay tuned with me till the end of this video. The points are when it was time. कब की बात है जब आपने अपनी इमेजिनेशन को यूज किया दिस पर्टिकुलर सिचुएशन में Why you needed to use your imagination? आपको अपनी इमेजिनेशन आपको अपनी कल्पना क्यों यूज करनी पड़ी Reason, what was the reason? How difficult or easy it was? ये आपके लिए कितना मुश्किल या कितना आसान था? You have to say whether it was difficult or it was easy. Last, and explain how you felt about it. How you felt. What were your feelings about that? Okay. So we will discuss this cue card. We will discuss the follow-ups, and I will give you a few lines. कुछ लाइनें भी आपको डिस्कस करूंगा जो which can be used for imagination. Okay, let me give you a brief idea of what we think. हमें इमेजिनेशन यूज करने की कब जरूरत पड़ती है When there is some problem. जब कोई प्रॉब्लम हो You want to solve it and you had no idea. Then you use your imagination. फिर आप अपनी इमेजिनेशन को अपनी कल्पना को यूज करते हैं to find out the solution of that particular problem. So I have fabricated, I have cooked a story when I needed to use my imagination. It was the time of 9th class and we had a competition, a drawing competition, a painting competition. We had 3 topics. One of them was drug addiction, second one was female feticide, and third one was pollution. So we had to choose and draw pictures on that. So I had no idea which one to which topic to use, कौन से topic को लिया जाए and what to draw, what to paint. I used my imagination. I thought and thought for a while. Then I focused on drug addiction. मुझे ड्रग एडिक्शन के बारे में थोड़ा इमेजिन किया मैंने एंड देन आई पेंटेड 3 pictures. In one picture a young person is taking drugs, or rather a group of young person is taking drugs. In this second picture the person is suffering terribly and his health has deteriorated. And in the third picture, he has died, and the family members are weeping bitterly. I also wrote certain slogans like drugs thrill, but they kill. Say no to drugs. So I used my imagination. I painted all this, and I was not sure whether my imagination would work or not. But fortunately, I got second position in that competition. Okay, so let's restart it and how we can. First of all, use the general lines from a background. Somebody has rightly said that imagination is everything. Imagine is everything. We cannot achieve anything without imagination. What we cannot imagine, we cannot get. And what one wants to achieve must be able to imagine it. So, here I would like to talk about a situation when I used my imagination. I was in ninth class and there was a competition, a drawing competition, a painting competition. We were given three topics and we had to choose one and we had to draw a picture. The topics were drug addiction, pollution, and female feticide. I used my imagination to find out what to paint. And initially, it was really very difficult because I was not able to get any idea. But when I thought and thought, then I got an idea that I should go for drug addiction because I was able to imagine certain pictures which I could draw. So I painted three pictures. In the first picture, there is a group of youngsters who are taking drugs. In the second picture, a youth is shown terribly ill and suffering. And in the third one, the youth has died. A young man has died, and the family is weeping bitterly. I also wrote certain slogans like drug thrills but kills. Say no to drugs. And I bordered it, I colored it, and I decorated it as much as I possible. But I was not sure whether my imagination would win any reward for me or not. But my joy knew no bounds when my painting got the second prize in that competition. And I was really very happy. I was really ecstatic. My joy knew no bounds. So this was a time when I used my imagination and it worked very well. So let's see whether we covered all the points. कि हमने सारे points cover कर लिए हैं कि नहीं? When was it? When I studied in ninth class. It was okay. Why you needed to use? Because I had to paint. मैंने पेंट करना था. So I had to imagine what to paint. कि मैं क्या पेंट करूं? How was it difficult or easy? Initially it was difficult. I had no idea. शुरू में ये मुश्किल था. मुझे कोई आइडिया नहीं था कि मैं क्या पेंट करूं. But later it became easy. And explain how you felt about it. At the end, when the result was declared, I felt ecstatic. I felt overjoyed. My joy knew no bounds. So, this is what you can speak in this cue card. Okay, let's move on to the follow ups. Do you think adults can have a lot of imagination? I have always told you that you have three ways to answer a question. एक क्वेश्चन को आंसर करने के आपके पास तीन तरीके हैं. यू मे से यस, आप हाँ बोल सकते हो, रीजंस दे सकते हो उसके बाद, और एग्जाम्पल दे सकते हो. सेकेंड, यू कैन ऑल्सो से नो, give reasons for that, and also give example. And the third one is diplomatic. So if there is a situation, I recommend the students to use the diplomatic approach, because in diplomatic approach you get more material to speak. आपको बोलने के लिए बहुत सारा मटेरियल मिल जाता है. ओके, हाउ वी कैन आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन डिप्लोमेटिकली. इस क्वेश्चन को डिप्लोमेटिकली कैसे आंसर किया जा सकता है? डू यू थिंक adults can have a lot of imagination? I think that imagination has nothing to do with the age. Has nothing to do with the age. It has something to do with the nature of a person. Because I have seen persons, adult as well as younger children, who have a lot of imagination. So what do I want to say? I want to say it has nothing to do with the age. It has something to do with the innate qualities of a person. Because I have seen adults as well as youngsters who have a lot of imagination. So it has nothing to do with the age or age group. So this is what. For example, there is a young child of 6 or 7 years old who is able to imagine a lot, but it may not be possible for an adult, and vice versa. So it has nothing to do with the age. Do you think imagination is necessary for scientists? क्या imagination scientist के लिए बहुत जरूरी है? Definitely yes. Imagination is really very important for the scientist, because somebody has rightly said that what we cannot imagine, we cannot get. जिस चीज को हम इमेजिन नहीं कर सकते, उसको हम हासिल भी नहीं कर सकते. So a scientist has to imagine first that it works like that, and then he works harder to prove that point, to make it true. So it's really very necessary for scientists to use their imagination. A scientist cannot exist without imagination. All the scientists have wonderful imagination. What kind of, and in this case, you can give the example of Tesla, one of the greatest scientists. You can give the example of uh, Thomas Edison. All these scientists have great imagination. What kind of jobs need imagination? किस तरह की jobs में imagination की जरूरत पड़ती है? Almost every job requires imagination. There are certain jobs which need less imagination, and there are certain jobs which need more imagination. For example, scientists must have great imagination. Only then they can accomplish something big. Only they can invent something big. Only then they can discover something big. But on the other hand, the jobs which are menial, unskilled job, where no skills are required, they may need less imagination, but they still need. Okay, last but not the least, what subjects are helpful for imagination? Most subjects are. So, subjects there could be different subjects. One of them, the storytelling. I think when children watch or listen stories, storybooks, they start imagining one thing. And yes, there are certain subjects like science in which they have to imagine, because there are certain abstract things which we cannot see with our eyes. So they just have to imagine it happens like this or it happens like this. So almost all the scientific studies needs more imagination, or they are very helpful for people's imagination. So this is what you can answer this cue card. You can speak for this cue card, and you can answer these follow ups. Once again, just focus on three things. When you answer, first say yes or no, then give the reasons for that, and at the end give examples to prove your point. So this should be your way of answering the questions. So thank you for being with us till the end of this video. I hope this video will be helpful for you, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you like the content, and also subscribe to this channel if you are new to it. Thanks for watching this video.